every day of my life.
Can he not have any risotto when we get home?
Welcome to the 100th hour of adventures.
Yay!
Thank you so much for joining us for our last hour this evening. I'm just going to quickly run through a couple of things before we start. I'm out of breath. That was all that running. I'm so unfit. Right, so this performance, like all of our performances, is a relaxed performance. So that just means we've got a relaxed attitude to any sound or movement from our audience members, just for the benefit of anyone who may be unable to be still or silent throughout the duration of the show. If at any point you do want to pop out for like a breather or that, you can head through the doors at the back. There's some water and stuff out there. Help yourself. Come back in whenever you want to. I'm just over here, so you give me a shout if you need anything at all. We've got some like audio like headsets as well, so you're more than welcome to borrow those if you would like to use them. The lights should stay like this throughout. We're having a couple of hitches with them, but I will run and get them on as quickly as possible. But there will always be light on the stage, and there will be some background music and no like loud bangs or anything like that. That's me. I'll pass you over to Chris, who is the games master for the rest of the evening.
Yay! Thank you very much. Hello. Hi, my name's Chris. I'll be your games master for the next hour, and this is the last hour of the day and the 150th hour of Adventurers Wanted. What is Adventurers Wanted? Let me fill you in on the crazy idea that this one had. We are playing a tabletop role-playing game. These four lovely people are all playing characters in a story, and I play the rest of the world. So I'll handle things like animals they meet, monsters they fight, gigantic snake gods falling out of the sky is currently what I'm dealing with, but we'll get there. Then we roll dice to see how well these things happen, how well they succeed, or how badly they fail. So we'll be telling you a story with dice rolls, effectively. Adventurers Wanted, the story so far. These four people are members of the crew of the Spirit of the Horizon, which is a research vessel ship. And it was teleported to a strange new world after a stone tablet they discovered in a temple awakened a terrible ancient god that tried to kill them, so they ran away. They had no idea where they went to, and now they're trying to get back home. At this hour, you join us. God, it's so hard to describe. They've been fighting a gigantic snake god, aspect of a god that they unleashed from a temple on an island. It has flown them out to sea, currently has these two wrapped in its tail. It is also paralysed and is currently falling out of the air towards the sea.
She's unconscious.
She's unconscious.
Yeah, I'm unconscious.
There's a maelstrom the ship just got out of, but in doing so broke its tiller and now can't steer, but there are cannon on board the second deck, which is now the first deck, because the first deck has been torn away. Is that in any way clear or makes sense? Can we sort of, like, start there? Cool. Thank you. Oh my god. Right.
You wrote this.
Me. Starting on the left.
I said you.
Introduce yourself, name of your character, who you are on board ship, what you do. At this point, run away scared, I think, but go.
I'm Vrog of Og.
Vrog of Og.
Yes. I am a researcher interested in algae.
An algae researcher. We've had baristas. I mean, this is no weirder.
This is, if anything, more relevant.
Chloe.
I'm Chloe. I'm playing Relora Ellenvall. She is the commander of the ship, though obviously not doing much commanding currently because she is still unconscious, being grappled by a massive snake god.
I'm trying.
I want to make clear for those of you who don't know the rules of this game, she is 2 dice rolls away potentially from dying.
Or 2 away from living.
Also true, but that's the kind of tense situation we find ourselves in at the moment.
Or a strength check away from living if I can actually pass one. Hi, I'm Brina. I'm Naomi. I'm playing Brina, who is a gnome wizard, so you can understand why this strength check is not going very well. Yeah, I'm 2 feet tall, so I can't transport her out of there. Yeah, she's the head of research, so your boss is about to die, so maybe there's a promotion in it for you.
And yourself?
I'm Charlie. Apparently I'm the sort of person when he sees a giant snake god fall out of the sky rather than run away towards the giant
You
snake
don't
god.
have to do that.
He was asked outside of game to help. How terrible, breaking the rules. Go ahead, what's your character called?
Charlie.
Charlie.
Sorry, yeah, I was interested in my character, sorry.
Are you not called Charlie?
No, I'm Ben, sorry.
Ben. Losing my mind. Okay, good. So, Vrog, Charlie, Relora, Brina, we know the situation they're in. We're going to dive right back in where we were, otherwise it's going to make no sense at all. Can I have that wonderful battle music again, please? Same one. Let's continue as we were. So, at this point, the snake god is falling out of the sky. It is about 80 feet in the air. It is paralyzed due to something that a sphinx flying behind it just did. A male sphinx. The female sphinx, its mate, it's now her turn. She is going to dive for the bodies held by this thing and try and break the grapple. And rolls a high enough number. She starts to peel the tail away. You are now both in free fall behind this gigantic thing that is paralyzed and falling through the air, going down. But you are not, your corpse, unconscious body, and your living body are now in free fall, falling through the air. But it is not your turn.
Wait, I have a reaction.
No, you don't.
I can cast Featherfall as a reaction.
Oh, interesting.
So I'm going to cast Featherfall on us both.
Okay. You cast Featherfall. Suddenly you are floating down at a range of about 20 feet, relatively slowly. There is an unconscious body floating with you at about 20 feet in a go. Meanwhile, beneath you, this body is just falling away from you, and the Sphinx are following it down. So you're floating in midair at the moment. They're about 100 feet away from the ship, which is off over there.
Wait, you say this body is falling away?
It's falling straight down because you're feather falling. You're falling more slowly than it is.
Oh, sorry, the body of the snake god.
Yeah, what is snake god
Sorry,
falling
I
away?
got confused between bodies.
Yeah, sorry.
I confuse myself with snake gods all the time. It just happens.
Sentence you didn't think you'd hear today. Right, it is now the ship's turn. The ship would be able to fire its cannon if its cannon were arranged. They were being arranged by the two people that you have replaced, so you're part of the crew arranging the cannon. You can arrange the cannon to shoot towards the snake god. It's a bit far away and the ship can't be turned at the moment because the till is gone. So you're sort of busy working at the moment, trying to make the ship ready to go in case it's needed. But at first, it is Rog's turn. Rog, what would you like to do at this point? The ship is in shambles.
Can the cannons be used to propel the ship to catch these two? Since it's like.
I mean,
useful
yeah.
In any other way.
Like the A-team.
Like the A-team.
And when did the A-team ever get anything wrong?
There's absolutely no. The physical effect of shooting a cannon, if it was somehow attached to the prow of the ship, would certainly allow it to turn and move. There's no reason it wouldn't do that. If you want to start setting that ship of cannons firing to make the ship move system up, roll an intelligence check to see if you're smart enough to do that.
So you roll that one, and you're +3. Bad. 15 +3.
18. Yeah, you're smart enough. So you start directing people. Guys, we can use the cannon as propulsion. They're looking like, what the hell is wrong with this woman? This is not a good idea at all. You're going, no, I've got this. Put that one there. And you start arranging the cannon so they can be used as a rudimentary propulsion device. Smart. I like it. Charlie, as this mad woman describes her cannon propulsion system, what are you doing? You're also on the deck of the ship.
Well, apparently I can fly.
You can.
So that seems a handy thing to cast right now. I'm going to catch him.
Charlie casts Fly and rockets off the base of the ship towards these bodies that are floating through midair with a giant god thing falling out of the sky. Cool. You fly, you make your way up towards them. They're falling at a rate of 20 feet from 80 feet up, so they'll be at about 60 feet. You fly 30 feet, so you can get there at your next turn. Yeah? Cool. Sorry, maths. At which point, it is the giant snake god's turn. It's going to try and stop being paralyzed. Nope, it's still paralyzed. It's still falling out of the sky and still paralyzed and all the rest of it. R'hllora, it's your turn. You need to make your third death saving throw.
Yep, I do. 10.
That's a success. Okay.
Still not conscious.
Still not conscious. Brino, it is now your turn.
I'm going to feed her a healing potion, please.
How are you going to feed her a healing potion?
Because you let Golan air paddle when he was feather falling, so you've got to let me do it.
That is true. What did I make him roll for it?
I don't know.
It was an athletics check.
Acrobatics?
No.
11.
When the captain of this ship, who for some reason isn't around right now, while his ship's being destroyed, we'll skip over that. When the captain gracefully made his way through the air when he was feather falling, it was a style and beauty undescribable.
I'm not trying to be stylish here.
The doggy paddle that you attempt to try and make it through the air to your friend is, if anything, embarrassing. And
No one can see you doing
There
it,
is
so.
there is nothing embarrassing about saving a friend.
you hear a snigger as one of the Sphinx flies away.
Still not embarrassed. There's one thing Brina doesn't care about. It's looking stupid.
You grab Relora. There is a healing potion on her belt. What would you like to do?
I'm going to feed it to her, please.
Right. Heal her. Heal her.
That's 8d4 plus 8.
You should roll it. You're pouring it.
You're
sure.
conscious.
2,
You added not.
6, 10. Sorry, that was 3.
I'll cut that.
I'm keeping track.
13, 14. It's enough to make you conscious. 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 2 4s. Come on. 17.
One more.
And 20. 20 hit points. How's that?
No,
That's
it's
plus 8.
plus
Plus
8.
8, 28.
28
That is
hit
more
points.
than I had before I was grappled.
I'm
by the
glad.
thing.
Okay, get us out of here on your next turn.
28
But
hit
as
points.
soon as she comes to, like, there's a very quick looking at Brina.
We're holding on to each other.
Oh, how sweet. How sweet. At this point, the two Sphinx that are flying after the snake god, keeping pace with it, they're just tearing into it. They are trying to get this thing dead. They are not happy about any of this.
Kat, someone on the stream is asking for the mics for the players to be turned up, if possible. If they're not all the way turned up. All right, everyone,
Okay.
lean in.
Everyone look at the mics more. Thank you.
Hope this is better, Twitch.
Sorry, Twitch.
Mana,
It's because it was texting.
mana. Right, between the two of them, one using a pillar of fire coming from the heavens to blast down onto its head, and the other just using its claws. They do considerable damage to this falling, paralysed body. They are not pleased about having their home disturbed. That happened about 2 hours ago. 4 hours ago? It happened a long time ago.
It happened
These
at
Sphinx
3
are kind of
PM, yeah.
narky with this god. Let's leave it there. Good. Lovely. So, it is now the ship's turn. Are the cannon in a position to start turning the ship and use them in your clever cannon propulsion system?
Yes.
Right. I mean, you have to explain how this works. You have to tell me how you're doing this, because I don't think you know how to do this.
Well, we have positioned the cannons
Mm-hmm.
at a slight angle, so
Mhm.
that they're pointing slightly down,
Okay.
and then towards where the falling bodies are, so that hopefully will intersect.
So you're not using cannons of propulsion, you're using them as to shoot at the falling body.
No.
No.
The cannon is.
They're pointing
shooting
towards
that
the
way.
water.
Yeah.
Boat's here, cannon here, and you're shooting them to make the boat list over towards where the falling bodies
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
Okay, you may absolutely fire all 8 of the cannons still available to do that. Can you roll me a 20-sided dice 8 times, please?
I'll make a note of what the
It's all right,
numbers
Bella.
are. Oh.
Okay.
Yep,
That
just roll that 8 times.
14? Read them out loud for me.
14 again.
Mm-hmm.
What was that? 2.
I've got it.
Oh yeah, don't worry. Just keep rolling. We'll say when to stop.
16.
Mm-hmm.
16.
Mhm.
Consistent.
16.
Okay.
Well,
Oh, and 2 more.
17.
Mm-hmm.
3.
6 out of the 8 do what you want them to do. They fire into the water, and the impact, the push, the explosion inside, and the fact that these cannon are locked into the deck mean the ship is slowly starting to list in the direction you want to. It doesn't get all the way where you want it to, but the ship is now turned and is now slowly veering around towards where the bodies are all falling in. So you're now turning back the direction you want to be in, but you have no way of making it go forward any faster or any way of turning it because the till is broken. So, right. Charlie, you can now fly up and catch these two if you want to.
I think I'll do that. Seems rude not to.
Excellent!
Thanks.
just to kind of have a look and then.
Just loot the bodies before you're dead.
Charlie, you can grab one of these 2 bodies because she's very small and she's human-sized, half-elf sized, but you're an elf, so you can only really carry one person.
Was something mentioned earlier about one of them being able to make it back on their own?
I don't know, make an intelligence check. They roll a 20-sided dice.
Yeah, 20-sided, that one. And you're going to roll... Is it just intelligence?
Just
modifier you
intelligence
want? So that's
modifier.
+4. Because you're a wizard. 8.
8. I think one of them can cast magic. I can't remember. I'm just going to grab one of them. Which one do you grab?
I'll grab the human, hoping the dwarf falls slower.
no.
Half
No,
elf.
sorry.
Half elf and a gnome, so
Yeah,
racist.
neat.
man.
Half elf.
Bit
Yeah.
racist.
Grab the half elf.
Half elf.
Okay, cool. You grab the half elf. Great.
Yeah.
Relora, you're suddenly grabbed by someone you've met a few times. Charlie's like an elf, a wizard on board the ship, and he seems all right. Like he's a nice guy, but he's just come up and literally just grabbed you. Do you say anything?
Not really. I think it's self-explanatory. I'm hoping.
Do you say anything?
How quickly? Because I want to protect Brina. As far I don't know how she's going to get back to the ship.
Right.
So
If you can imagine that you're holding onto her hand here, and then from behind, someone's just literally torpedoed into you and gone boom for her in your midriff.
am I still holding on to Brina?
Yeah.
Oh, this is going to seem really rude. Sorry, the moment Charlie.
We just have history.
The moment Charlie grabs me round
Yeah.
my midriff.
Yeah.
Can I use an action as a reaction, or does it just
Nope.
have to be talking to him?
It's not your turn yet.
Okay. I just turn back over my shoulder and say to you, "Go back to the ship. I can save us both."
Want to respond to that?
It's gonna seem rude. I said.
This is, you can just talk. Like, you
Can I cast another spell? In
No.
No.
I
No,
can
that's
get
not-
both her and I back.
All right then.
Do you let go?
Yeah.
Right.
She'll
Fly
explode back on the ship.
So you flew up, grabbed her. She went, "I'm good." You went, "All right, fine, cool, it's all good. Nothing to see here."
Yeah,
Do-do-do.
fine.
You know.
I promise I'll make up to you back on the ship. I'm sorry, Charlie.
Right. At this point, the snake
No.
hits the water and is gone from sight. Yep. Well, Laura, it's your turn.
Oh god.
Dimension door me and Brina back to the ship. It's within 500 feet, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You both create a mystical door in front of you, and you both get sucked into it, and yeah, you were fine. You were fine.
I would just feel foolish.
Back onto the ship. I have made a mental note to apologise to Charlie.
Awesome.
About all of that. Brina, are you okay?
Yeah. Are you like me? What?
It'll be fine. I assume everyone's still like moving around.
Everyone's milling around. The cannon seems to be pointed at the water, but
I just want to. I assume there are people dotted around casting mending.
yeah, they're trying to fix the ship up a little bit. It's in a right state though. Like mending is barely stopping it from falling apart on its own. The whole top deck has been blown off or torn off by this guy.
If I polymorph, it says I can't cast spells.
Correct.
Cantrips count.
Yes.
Okay. In that case, well, I've done dimensional, so I've done my action, so I can't do anything more at the moment.
True. Brina, it's your turn. What would you like to do?
I'm really far away from the bloody snake god now, aren't I? And it's not my turn.
You're about 100 feet away from it in the water, and you can't see it. It just hit the water with a massive splash.
100 feet away from it, you say?
I do indeed say about 100 feet away from it.
Interesting.
Interesting, is it? Is it interesting?
It's interesting that I have a spell with a 150-foot range. Right. Okay. Right.
Mhm.
All right. I'm gonna try. I saw where it fell, didn't I?
You saw the water. You can see the water where it hit.
Yeah. I'm gonna try casting Circle of Death where it fell. 60-foot sphere. 60-foot
Point
radius.
within range.
Yeah,
Used to be
150
all
feet.
about the
You don't actually be able to see it.
research.
So you
No.
can cast it where it fell and
Yeah.
hope that it hits it.
Yeah, but it's 60 foot.
So
So.
we're just going to do a random dice roll.
Oh, no. Okay. What am I rolling? Oh, yeah. So it's a Constitution saving throw from the
From the god.
from the paralyzed snake god.
Oh, look, it was fine.
Oh, fine. It takes half damage. Right, 86.
Mm-hmm.
7, 12, 13, 18, 20. Have I rolled 3 times or 4 times?
3.
26, 29. So half damage will be 14.
You didn't hit it, so no.
Well, no, it's.
No.
Was it out of range?
It's out of range, not there.
Why did you let me roll
Yeah.
damage then?
Because it's more amusing to watch you fail.
I remember that.
Yeah, I know. The Sphinx are both flying over where it dropped, looking into the water because they can't see it and they're starting to get a bit worried about it. One of them casts a spell at which point they both start racing back towards the ship.
Okay.
Vrog, it is your turn.
Did any of the cannons not fire?
No, they all fired, but only 6 of them had the desired effect. You could reload the cannon.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I kind of missed the point of, are the Sphinx friends of ours?
They're
or not?
friends. Yes, the Sphinx are friends.
They're friends. Okay, so we don't need to
You've been helping them defeat a snake god.
Oh, okay.
Defeat.
So now we're just focusing on fixing the ship.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's landed in the water, and she tried to cast a spell where its body was, and it wasn't there. You draw your own conclusions from that.
Yeah, that's not a good sign.
So what's our main objective at the moment that we need to
Make sure the
fix
ship doesn't fall apart and everyone dies.
it? Okay.
Or reload the cannon in case you need them. Try and start talking to everyone about the next plan of attack. At this point, you're sort of floating around in the sea going, what do we do now? That's basically where you've ended up, because you can't see the thing you're trying to hurt. It doesn't appear to be around anymore. Your friends are flying back towards you. You could hold your action. You could hold your turn until something happens, if you like. That's totally fine.
Okay, I'll do that.
Great. Charlie, what would you like to do?
Fly back to the ship seems a good point.
Okay, you get about halfway. Took him 2 turns to get there. I mean, it's also moved, so it might take you a bit longer.
It's moved closer, surely. The whole
It's missed it
cannon-
around a little bit. Like it was a valiant effort, but you can't use cannon to steer a ship. Right, so Charlie is halfway back to the ship. As you look down at the water, you see something shoot by underwater beneath you.
Oh
Uh-oh.
God.
With a loud splash, it comes out of the water and literally lands on the prow of the ship. The entire ship starts leaning to the front rather horrifically. The crackling noises of this ship is slowly taking too much damage to sustain itself are intensifying. All the wizards around you start casting mending spells on everything they possibly can to try and keep this thing together, and they're barely doing it as this god monster, looking horrifically worse for wear. It has taken a lot of damage. It is clearly not so happy. Lolls onto the ship and looks at all of you with its 6 faces, all spouting horrible swear words I won't say right now. Just shouting and making horrific noise. It lashes out at a couple of crewmen and it's doing them some significant damage at the moment. There
Can I
are people
roll-
being killed left, right, and centre. Rilora, you're the commander of the ship. What do you do?
Can I roll slowly for a second and say he can fly 120 feet because he has 60 feet flying speed and he can use the dash action to go 120?
You could, but I'm not so sure I want to be on the ship right now.
That's fair, but it's just an option for you, Charlie. Just
I thought fly was 30. That doesn't
no,
matter.
it's 60.
Never mind. You probably could have done that faster. Never mind. You're a slow flyer. You're a slow flyer. Never got your wings.
You're leisurely.
Never got your wings, man. That's what
It
happens.
only lasts for 10 minutes, so don't stay too far away from the ship if you're going to sail it.
Anyway, fine. Charlie flies slowly. Right, Rilora, it has landed on the front of the ship. It's not it's attacked a couple of crewmen and it's doing some damage. What would you like to do?
Okay, so I was able to transform into a giant eagle earlier because it's the same. It's the highest challenge rating I can go to, right?
It's the highest challenge rating you can go to that can fly.
Yeah.
Do you want the highest challenge rating, the monster with the highest challenge rating you can go to with polymorph?
What's the highest challenge rating I can go to?
A T-Rex.
Okay. That's not what I was
They've met
thinking.
T-Rex. That's not out of world.
But we are on a
basically,
ship
I
that's
want-
breaking.
I was thinking in terms of octopuses, snakes, big things that can grasp and can wrap around.
Your T-Rex will do a lot more damage.
I'm not thinking about damage them, I'm thinking about protecting the ship.
Okay. You can transform into a giant octopus.
Oh god damn it. I can't tell what you're telling me to do.
I'm telling you to do it because then you can fight it underwater. If you can get it off.
Okay, I'm going to transform, I'm going to polymorph
Mhm.
into a giant octopus.
You are now a giant octopus. How big is your giant octopus?
My giant octopus is... It's large.
Large. That means it's about 15 by 15 feet, so it's pretty big.
And at the point that I was doing this, I was around the guys who were who were trying to mend the crack in the ship.
Yep.
Basically, as a giant octopus, I want to be latched to the side of the ship, stretching my
A giant
tentacles
octopus has
out, and
That's a great
basically
idea.
held
trying
onto
to
the sides of
hold
the ship,
it.
holding it together, staring down with its bulbous eyes, this snake god in front of it.
Yeah.
We've all gone very Power Rangers all of a sudden. Cool. Okay. Lovely. So
Spider-Man, please.
It
Sure.
is Spider-Man.
it's two monsters fighting each other on a ship. It's Power Rangers.
I'm trying to hold the ship together.
I will note that in the
That's
ship holding
what
together stat
I'm
I've got
trying to
lined up
do.
here. Excellent. Good. So
really good.
Relora turns into a giant octopus. Brina, it's your turn. What would you like to do?
Blight, please.
Okay. Make
Constitution saving throw.
do it. You can make that roll.
Wait, did you fail?
I did.
Oh my god.
It's burned through 3. Monsters of this level have something called legendary resistance while she's rolling, that mean they can guarantee that they don't get hit by certain things or it doesn't affect them. It's burned through all of them. That's how long this fight's been going on.
1926. Yes, 33, 38. One more set of levels. 49 necrotic.
A grey beam
Take
shoots
that.
out of your hand and hits it, and it has done its significant damage. It is looking awful. You have almost killed a god. I want to just put that out there about how insane that
And
is.
do you know how many blights I have left in me? 3.
Right, well, there you go. Right. It is the Sphinx's turn. They both land on deck looking at this thing, and they both walk up to it snarling. They both strike at it with their claws. One hits, doing it significant damage. It is literally at death's door now. Vrog, what would you like to do? You still have cannon all around you.
Yes, can I load the cannons now, please?
You can load the cannon, but you have to wait till your next turn to fire them.
I think that's, a worthwhile thing to do.
So, Vrog, you get the entire crew loading the cannon, turning them in towards the front of the ship. I mean, it's kind of insane. It's kind of crazy. But you could do it if you wanted to.
This is the person that fired the cannons to try and steer the ship in the air. though.
Correct.
Hey, you're not wrong. Do you want some water?
Or you can run and stab it with your rapier.
Yeah. Got a lot of talking
Do we
to.
have any small objects on board the ship that we can load the cannons with instead that are not as lethal to the ship but could actually cause damage to the snake god?
I mean, there's plenty of cutlery.
Yes. Could we load the cutlery?
The cannons are loaded with cutlery and aimed at the remains of the giant snake god. Next round, if it get to it. Yeah.
Power Rangers, Spider-Man, and now Pirates of the Caribbean.
Correct! I have lots of references. Relora, it is your giant... Oh, no, it isn't. Charlie, it's your turn.
We're able to land on the ship and then cast a spell.
Yes.
All right.
Charlie comes floating in leisurely.
Thanks for joining us, Charlie.
What do you do?
Can you ask, will I know if this giant snake god has any particular elemental weaknesses that grammatical might work for?
You can roll an Arcana check to know a bit about what snakes don't like and
Yes,
what
roll
gods don't
classic.
like. 12. Quite a lot of the things that you would normally use are not good for it, but some things definitely are. You think that fire's a bad idea. That's all I'm giving you at 12.
See, I know, but I can't tell you. So this is
Thank
grammatical.
you.
You can choose what level to cast it at. The higher level you cast it, the more damage it does, essentially. And then you can choose the type of damage.
I'm thinking cold.
Cold? At what level?
What's the highest
So you
level?
can cast up to level 6.
Yeah, cold level 6.
Oh, wow, okay, sure.
A level 6 chromatic orb.
So roll your
So
d20.
describe how you create this ball of energy in front of yourself. Some mystical gestures, some Tai Chi.
No, I'm just thinking I'm kind of measuring snowball. That seems appropriate.
So you literally just go,
I take it, a little bit cold here, a little bit cold there.
a little bit cold here, a little bit of cold there.
That's hilarious.
So you're snowballing this thing. Cool, go for it. Roll an attack roll.
Roll
with it.
this, add 8.
12. Your snowball goes wide. Not very good at snowballs.
No.
No.
Try something else next time.
Shame
You
that.
expended 8 spell.
It is now the god's turn. It lurches forward towards your octopus form, and it just
I mean, my
tears.
octopus form is also, it's on the side of this ship.
You are currently stretched across the middle of the ship, holding both sides of it together.
I thought I was on the I thought the ship
Oh.
had a big crack down the side of the hull, as
It does,
were.
yeah.
That's where I was.
You're on the outside.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Doesn't go to you then.
Sorry.
Thanks. Thanks.
Octopus kind of.
It is going to strike you, and you.
That seems fair. At least it's all not me.
It's plus 12 to hit, and none of you guys are going to survive that. Oh, none of you are. Good. Okay.
Fine.
You take 20 points of damage as it bowls into you with one claw and swipes
you
across you.
minus 20 from that. 49.
You use whisper less than 30,
Yep.
less than 30.
Yeah, I did. I have 31 hit points.
Interesting, because it just gave you 28 points of damage as it slashed across you as well.
Oh.
That's
Get
good
rid of
timing.
it.
Lucky you.
That's healing potions.
Thank you. As Charlie it saw your snowball, it was not impressed.
So it leaves me alone out of pity?
Oh no.
It's not a nice god. That's why we're fighting it.
What a pleasant god.
It likes cannibalism and blood sacrifice.
Oh,
Yeah.
not snowballs.
Not so. I don't know. You didn't hear it, so we don't know.
It's 6 heads. And these heads are giant. They're about the size of her. Come lashing out at you and start biting into you. And you take 35 points of damage as it bites into you. It's not pleasant. It's not pretty. You're bleeding from various places. It's not great. It's definitely angry, frustrated, doesn't quite know what to do. Rilor, it is your turn.
Not
Would you like to do?
38.
Okay, I'm just
Yeah.
so I'm still holding on to the side of the ship.
Yes.
How close is the god to me?
About 40 feet away at the very prow of the ship, still weighing the ship down into the water. There are now genuinely things rolling down the deck towards it and bouncing off it. Apart from the cannon you've got set up and ready because they're locked in place. That's what you were doing earlier with the cutlery.
I've got another health potion.
How much? And yeah, maybe
It's
I'm
my
trying to
turn.
do too many things.
Sure.
How much can I kind of climb onto the deck and be trying to hold on to it whilst using, say, a couple of tentacles to swipe at the god?
So you want like 6 tentacles holding the ship together and then
Yeah.
2 going.
You are welcome to try and do both, but you'll be attacking with disadvantage, and it may have an effect on holding the ship together.
Right. Okay.
I will say I am going to
Make a
damage to it
choice.
next go. Whatever.
She tries to do that.
Cool. Make an attack roll with disadvantage, please.
Okay.
You only get one attack per round, don't you? Yeah,
I think
tentacles.
so.
Yep.
That's probably not going to hit. That's a shame. So that was 13.
You desperately flip over the side and lash out with 4 of your tentacles to try and hit it, but there's no getting through with all the 6 snake heads and everything else, and you're not really hitting it very hard. As you do this, there's a very definite creak, and the boat absolutely starts to slowly bend in half. It's not looking great. Yes, you can make a strength saving throw.
Okay, so my strength. Oh, so dramatic. Yeah, that's not going to do anything. It's too low.
The boat is starting to creak, and if something doesn't happen very soon, it's going to break in half.
Yeah.
Rena, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
For my bonus action, I would like to take my health potion.
Please do. That's fine.
After I cast Flight again.
Do. Please do. Constitution saving throw, right?
Yes, please.
Half damage. Read them out loud.
Oh, sorry, 7.
Cheers, guys.
9, 16. 26.
Mm-hmm.
And 32, so that's 16 necrotic.
16 damage.
And then I'm going to roll for my health potion on my own, because none of you need to know.
I'm not underwater. Sorry, yeah. I was thinking.
It would just dribble over the side, a bit messy and nasty, actually. Looks like the octopus has made a mess on the side of the boat. That's what that would look like. Right.
Literally hold it together.
Brina casts a spell. doing it more damage. It's still there. It's still weighing it down. The ship is very definitely having some trouble. The Sphinx take flight and back off. They don't want to be here if this thing falls apart. I just rolled a 1. The ship. With a crack.
It doesn't get to do it at advantage because I'm still trying to hold it together.
Nope. With a crack, the main brace, which is the bit of wood that holds the entire ship together from bow to stern, splinters and cracks. As it does so, the entirety of the ship slowly starts to separate out, and it looks like it's probably going to sink. Vrog, it's your turn. You want to fire those cannon?
No.
Good choice. Are the wizards still mending it?
Wizards are still mending it, but I'm not sure it's going to save it. What do you want to do?
Can I ask the wizards instead to take smaller chunks of the ship and lash them together somehow so that we have little rafts?
You will have time to do that when the ship is not being weighed down by a gigantic snake god. It won't sink that quickly. Taking a look at the snake god, it is looking pretty awful.
Well, I mean, in that case, it may still be worth trying to shoot it. And
Maybe. Maybe.
right, I'll try and shoot it. with
Can
my
you
cannon.
roll me a 20-sided dice 8 times?
Yeah, just keep rolling with the same stuff.
18,
Mm-hmm.
19,
Mm-hmm.
18.
Mm-hmm.
Good. You roll.
19,
Mm-hmm.
5.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 6.
That's a 6.
One more.
11.
The cannon go off. 3 of them weren't meant to be stuffed with cutlery and just explode.
Well, it's less weight.
That seems fair.
11 crewmen are very badly injured as bits of cutlery go shooting out of nowhere and hurt them very, very badly. However, 5 of them, 6 of them? No, 5 of them do hit. Can you roll a 10-sided dice 5 times, please?
10-sided is that one. 9? Oh, 4 more times.
Oh,
Yeah, you're probably having it.
4, 5, 3,
One more?
One more.
That's 4.
25 total.
Describe how you kill it.
Yes. A collection of forks, spoons, and knives penetrate the skin of this snake god. Luckily, hitting the vital organs inside and puncturing them.
Nice.
Lovely.
So it slowly bleeds to death. Well, not so slowly.
Not slowly, quickly.
Not
It quickly bleeds to death.
bleeds to death.
As these cannon go off and this wall of cutlery shrapnel goes blasting out the front. Everyone on deck suddenly drops as this wave of hot metal just goes flying out and just starts puncturing this thing, and it sort of it sort of
God,
tries to
kid with
flop
forks.
off the end of the ship, but it doesn't really have much to do, and just sort of, as only its head's remaining, suddenly a spoon, a solitary dessert spoon.
Why not a teaspoon?
Oh, it's a dessert spoon. It's more insulting. Which one? An espresso spoon. That's even better. I'm taking that.
Barry
Thank you, my friend.
Barista's espresso spoon. Perfect.
An espresso spoon comes out like an arrow, like a beam, just pew, zooms out and pop, hits it in the chest, and it sort of that should have hurt. I don't, and just starts collapsing and flops off the end of the ship, which lands back in the water. It's slowly starting to cave in because it's still sinking, but it looks like the god snake is gone.
Can we start running around the ship, getting everyone mending
Yeah,
as
can
much
I
as
like
possible.
extend out all of my tentacles?
You
Getting
can hold.
strong people to
every
lash
direction.
things
It is very
together.
much starting to sink, so you can very much hold it together, but you
Fine,
don't.
I don't care if I go underwater, I'm an octopus.
Yeah, but the rest of us, Brina, the rest of us, Laura, the rest
Yeah,
of
but
us.
I can help. This is what I can do.
How far away from the island are we at this point?
Oh, miles.
Yeah.
Yeah, miles and miles and miles. As you, in octopus form, are just holding the whole ship together, you hear behind you as the two Sphinx land on deck. Well, on second deck.
Wait, that's what we need.
They look around and look at you with a.
Don't diss the
Well,
Sphinx, they're
that
gonna
was
help us.
remarkably difficult.
Could we try?
Who
and fix
summoned him in the first place?
the
Was it
priest?
you?
No, it was the priest in the temple.
Ah, that would explain it.
Weren't you there? I wasn't there, and I knew that.
I have been in combat for quite some time and forgotten what happened. Right, we need to get you to safety. This is clearly a problem.
Yeah, we need to save as much of the ship as possible, please.
He reaches down with his claws and, like before, latches onto the deck and starts casting Mending, which is just a simple spell. And again, he's trying to just help what everyone else is doing. And you don't feel like the ship's going to sink any more, but it's certainly not going to do any better at this point. It is a shallow husk of what it used to be.
Could we get them to bail? Could we get all the Marines and stuff to bail out any water that
Yeah.
had been collected?
They will need to bail out at a pretty consistent rate, but there are enough Marines left. You
Yeah.
only lost about, how many was it in total? 70 hands. So it wasn't too bad, all things considered.
That's not the worst, no.
No, it's only about a fifth of the crew, so, it's okay.
Sad
Add
though.
that to Brother Jurgen's death tally.
I mean, what we'll do is just the NPCs that aren't playing the game anymore can now be sort of dead. So, oh, that's a shame. Lost a lot of people today.
Darren!
Darren and Pippin.
No, Pippin might
Carl.
come back. You can't
Okay.
kill Pippin.
Oh, then I can't kill Pippin. No.
Commodore the Unburned!
Yeah, he's
Yay.
definitely dead. A lot of people have died today.
Quentin nondescript.
People who played 1 hour and then
Yeah,
left.
gone.
So,
I'm still
with the
alive.
Marines bailing out, and with Relora and Octopus form, which only lasts another about 45 minutes.
No, polymorph lasts an hour. Oh, well, yeah, I guess it's been
Yeah,
a while.
it's been a while.
That's fine.
Keep holding it together while people are mending. Go for it.
In the meantime, he says his partner, the Gyno Sphinx, looks around and says, "I will tow you. Where do you want to go?"
The nearest safe island. Can I go to the captain's cabin and see where it is?
Sure.
Yeah. Can I figure out where we are?
You can try, sure. You have to climb up some rubble to get to the captain's cabin because the
Oh,
deck,
dimension door.
you dimension door into the captain's cabin. The entire room is completely smashed. It is in pieces. There are bits all over the place. The whole thing looks a complete wreck.
Is the tablet okay?
Yeah, the tablet's fine.
Fine.
The captain is sat on his bed, holding his pet griffin, which is now about the size of an Alsatian. It's big.
It was that last time.
Well, it's
It's
still
like
an
a
Alsatian.
mountain
But
lion was the last one
Oh.
I heard.
Yeah.
The captain is sat on the bed, being held by his mountain lion. Both sort of curled up, going, "Are we? What happened? Where are we?"
We need to figure that out, and I'm gonna try.
You look at his map, which is still there, but you don't know where you are. So,
Yeah.
are you looking for what's around the island you're on?
I'm looking for what's around the island we were on. Yes.
There are islands in all directions. You have no idea where you are.
How far away are the Thundercrest Isles?
I mean, it was a long time getting here. You took a while to get here.
Is there anywhere we've been before that's nearby?
Nope.
Nope. Cool. I'm gonna go dimension door back to the Sphinx because why not? I've got enough spell points left, and I'm gonna go the nearest island that you know to be safe, not with the Nif.
No, not with the Nif. Dara El Kist, I think. You have met Katafu, have you
Yes, we have.
not? Katafu are a troll-like race who are very tall, purple-skinned, worship a storm god, and they've met a couple of them, but they haven't seen their home yet.
No, it would be nice to see their home.
We will take you there. Thank you for your assistance. Your octopus contact.
Yeah, I'm still an octopus.
As this hulk of a ship is towed by a sphinx towards the outskirts of Dara El Kist, which you don't even know what it looks like or where it is, but as it makes its way, that's where we're going to end this hour and this day of Adventurers Wanted. Thank you very much. Kat, I'll leave over to you.
Thank you so much for joining us. Please do feel free to come back. As I say, we are doing 250 hours altogether, so there's
100 hours to go.
More to go. We are here every day until the end of the Fringe, apart from the 24th and 25th. We're doing 10 to 3 in the morning and then 5 till 10 at night, so please feel free to come back. If you want to play as well, if you kind of got a bit hooked after this hour, feel free to do that. You can either book tickets to play downstairs at the box office or on the Sweet website. We are also live streaming on twitch.tv/Adventurers Wanted, so you can find us, catch up with what's happening on that, and we're live tweeting at Adventurers250, so again you can stay on board.
And every hour is on YouTube,
Yeah.
so you can catch them all. If you've got 250 hours spare, I don't know.
Yeah, so please do feel free to pop back, spread the word and everything. I am going to do a quick pass over to these guys. If anyone wants to promote any other shows that they're doing, now is your time to do a quick plug. Woo!
Hey. Literally straight after this show is Thief. So I will be going over there and doing the tech in about 2 minutes. It's a thriller, so I think it's about 16-year-olds and above, maybe 18-year-olds and above. It's an absolutely
naked man,
amazing
isn't it?
show. It's one of 3 shows that I'm doing. The other one I'm doing is at Assembly, which is a turnaround, Paris de Nuit. And the third one is in the morning. It's Chiquita Somewhere in the Ether, which is a nice funny